Hey guys! So today I'm going to be doing a Reborn Supplies video and basically showing you guys all of my supplies, which I keep in this totes box. Yeah. So if you guys want another video on my paint colors, like specifically which colors I use for what stuff, then leave me a comment down below and I will do that. But this is basically the tools and supplies that I use as well as varnishes. So let's go ahead and get started because this probably is going to be quite a long video. So, hold on, I just gotta fix something real quick. But I did go shopping today for the baby boy. I didn't get him a lot of stuff, but just as a little heads up about what I'm going to be doing, because I did order some new reborn kits. I'm going to be doing twins. I'm going to be doing a boy and a girl. And I'm really excited about it, but I don't have any boy items in my collection. If you look back there and you see all my stuff, and I have some more stuff over here in the corner that you guys can't see, but all of my stuff is pretty much girl themed. Like there's a pink blanket up there, there's the pink crib that's really small, which probably won't fit the babies, but anyways, so all of my stuff is pink. So basically I have no boy stuff, no boy bibs. I have like a couple pieces that are like gender neutral or for boys, but I don't really have anything. So basically I'm gonna have to go shopping and get like all new wardrobe for the boy and everything like that, because I simply don't have anything that's for boy babies. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the few little items that I got him today from Dollar Tree. So the first thing that I got him, which I'm not sure what his name is going to be yet. If you guys have name suggestions, leave them down below. By the time I post this video, I'm probably going to be finished with the painting. I may or may not be, but anyways. So I got this baby bib, and it looks like this. It's really cute. It just says, "Hug me." And yeah, I got him this because my other baby bib that I have is pink, so I wanted to get him his own bib. And I figured that I would probably need bigger bibs because these are big babies. They're going to be big babies, so I figured I'd probably need a big bib, so I just got this one because the one that I have is pretty small. By the way, I also did get the girl a bib that kind of matches, and this one just says "Kiss Me." So I got two bibs that kind of match. So I got those. I got him one of these teether rattles. I already have one in yellow and pink for the girls, but I don't have one for the boys, so I just decided to get him this blue and red one. It does shake. And then this ring shakes and there's water up here. So it's really cute and it's a nice little toy to have for them. I got him a bottle, and this one just says "Hug Me SpongeBob." So it's like a really, really cute bottle. I really like it. And it just looks like that, and it's blue, and it just has like the cap, and it is licensed. So I was really glad to be able to find this at the dollar store. They usually have Dora ones as well, and I would have gotten a Dora one, except they didn't have it. They just had a SpongeBob one, so I just got that. And lastly, I got him his own pacifier because, again, I don't have any boy pacifiers in my collection. All of them are girls. So I got him this little sports themed pacifier with a soccer ball, a baseball, and a football on it, and stars. And it's blue, so I thought that'd be really cute to match his bib and his bottle. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the actual supplies. And I just wanted to show you guys that those few little things. I'm really excited to be getting a boy because I've never had a boy reborn, obviously, because I only have two girls, so I'm really excited about it. So, let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to start pulling stuff out of the box, whatever comes up on top. So the first thing that I do have are cable ties because, and these are just what they look like. This is, I just bought a new pack today. And this is my old pack that I had from my previous times and only had 3 left, so I had to get some more. And these are just nylon cable ties, and you use these when you're putting the body together, and these are just the Dollar Tree brand. You get 16 in it, and they're 16 inches long, which is pretty long, and that's good enough, honestly, for a reborn. You don't really need ones that are longer than that. But I do buy my own cable ties and put them in the body myself because Bountiful Baby charges you more money if you get the body with the cable ties already in it. So if possible, I get the one with the string ties and thread my own cable ties through as they do suggest, so you can save some money. So that's what I choose to do. I know that everybody doesn't do that, but I figured that that is a better way, and honestly it's not that hard to just take the strings out and put these in. It's really not difficult at all. I have latex gloves. It's already open and everything, and I use these when painting to protect my hands. That way I don't get any paint on them, and also that way I don't either scratch the kit because I do have on nails, or if you do get paint on your hands, eventually that may transfer onto the kit when you're holding it and handling it. So in order to prevent messes like that, I keep latex gloves and I change them every so often when I mix colors and stuff like that if they're dirty. That way I don't, you know, blend colors and everything stays nice and neat. I'm going to go over my brushes at the end of the video because I have quite a bit of them at this point, and I don't really feel like I should do that right now because it's going to take up too much time. I had to buy another paint palette, and this is just a 10 well one. The one that I had before was a 6 well, and it's extremely dirty and everything now. But this is just a 10 well, and I like this little thing in the center because, excuse me, when you, why do I keep saying, when your brush gets kind of dirty or whatever with paint, you can put a little bit of distilled water right here, because I do paint with acrylic paints, by the way. But you can go ahead and put a little water right here, get your brush in, and, you know, spot clean it. So I like having that right there. Or if I get too much paint, I can kind of dab it off in the center, and that's a good thing to have. I have my cosmetic wedges. These are like a basic necessity when reborning. The ones that I use are the Sassy and Chic brand, also from Dollar Tree. So you can reborn on a budget. You don't have to spend a ton of money on reborning supplies, because most of the stuff that I showed, or I'm going to show you here, are $1 or less. And yeah, and if they're not $1, then they're extremely inexpensive for what you get. So just saying. But these cosmetic wedges, these are kind of small, but they work fine for me because most of the work is done with these. But you don't really need them to be huge. That's what I find. I find that I'm still able to get it done. I just have to move kind of fast. But these are the Sassy and Chic regular cosmetic wedges. I have 2 packs in my collection right now, unopened, ready to go for whenever I start reborning my kits that are coming on the way. So I already did order my kits, so I'm really excited for them to get here. And I did get them from Bountiful Baby, by the way. I'll leave their website linked down below if I remember to put it down there, but that's where I get all my kits and bodies and all that stuff from. I have 100% pure cotton swabs. These I keep just for little mistakes. For example, if I was painting the hands and I got some paint like on the back of the hand where I didn't like the skin tone, I got some on the back of the hand where I didn't want it, or I got it on the nail bed or something. Before it dries, you can just quickly take a cotton swab and just clean that up. Or if the paint has already dried, you can dip this in 100% pure acetone and just be extremely careful, because that will strip the paint off completely, and just gently dab it to get that paint off. And be really, really careful. But I do keep these for that purpose. Usually I just have like 1 or 2 that I just find and just use, but I had to buy another pack because I couldn't find 1 or 2, so I just purchased a whole big pack of this, and this is probably going to last me forever, because really, you really don't even need these, but I just keep them just in case, of precautionary reasons, just in case I accidentally get paint somewhere. I do have a little bitty bottle of distilled water. I just refill this whenever I need to, and it's better than, because I have my distilled waters in a big jug in my refrigerator, and instead of having to tip that thing over and pour it into the palette and trying to get just a drop, and yeah, it's just going to make a mess. So this just has a little cap on it that makes it really easy to just pour like 1 drop in there, and then you're good to go. So I just keep refilling this when it runs out, but usually I only need about maybe 2 of these per baby or something. So the water really lasts a long time, and you do have to use distilled water when you're using acrylic paints. I use regular acrylic paints. I don't use like Luminaire or anything like that. I just use regular acrylic paint, and it turns out fine for me. I have E6000. You can use this for wigs, gluing on eyelashes. I don't really know what else you can use it. I'm sure that there's other stuff. I mean, you can use E6000 for pretty much almost every step of the reborning process where you would need glue. I use this for magnets in the head and on pacifiers, and it works really well. The only con about this is that it does smell very, very strong. I used it to glue Julia's wig on, and the smell of this did not go away for probably about 3 or 4 days. After I was done with her, I literally thought that she was going to smell like that for the entire time that I had her, because the smell was just not going away, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I hope that she does not smell like E6000, but eventually it went away. But the smell is, you know, and the wig, her wig is starting to lift up now. I have been using water on it, so maybe that's why. I use water on it to kind of like detangle it, but yeah, her wig is starting to lift, so I don't really know how I feel about this, but I'm going to keep it and keep using it because that's what I have. I have a small pair of nail clippers, and I use these whenever I need to cut the cable ties or anything like that. So these work really well for cutting cable ties. I do not like just using scissors because it leaves the ends really sharp, and if you've ever tried to pick up a reborn and the cable ties were sharp and they'll scratch you or cut you, like, yeah, that's not comfortable. You don't even want to hold them if their cable ties are sharp. So my tip of advice is do not use scissors. You can use scissors to get it down pretty low, but then you want to cut it really close by using a pair of nail clippers, because these get it nice and straight across, and they just do a really, really great job of getting it really, really low, so you can't even feel it. It's not going to prick you or anything when you're holding them. I have a bag of sand. Now, I used to use sand to weight my babies. This time around, I did purchase glass beads from Bountiful Baby. They were kind of expensive, but I feel like they're worth it because you cannot ship sand internationally. I don't think you can take sand on a plane with you, from what I know. and I do want to have my reborns for a long time. And what if I do want to end up, you know, studying abroad in college and stuff like that, and maybe even moving out of the country. So what am I going to do if I want to take my reborns with me? I'm going to have to dump all the sand out of them. So I decided that this time I was not going to do that. I went ahead and I got the glass beads from Bountiful Baby. So this is just still in my collection. I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for, but I'll figure something out. So now I'm going to go ahead and get into the varnishes and sealants that I use. This video is already getting kind of long. I'm really sorry, guys, but I just have a lot to talk about when it comes to reborning. So I'm going to go ahead and start out with the stuff that I use to mix with my paint to make it adhere, and I use the Americana Multi-Purpose Sealer. This is a lifesaver. The first time I made a reborn, which was when I did Julia, I did not have the right sealers, and she turned out sticky at the end of the process. I also found that her paint was kind of coming off, like when I touched her. Like I had to be extremely careful because her paint was like scratching off. When I was putting her eye in, that's why her eyebrows, I don't know if you guys can see, they kind of have like little scratches in them, kind of, because when I was putting her eyes in, I noticed that I was like pushing down to try to get the eye in, and I ended up scratching her paint. So that was what happened. But this is the multi-purpose sealer, and this stuff works amazingly. If you read the back, it says improves acrylic paint adhesion on slick surfaces, and vinyl is a slick surface. So you definitely need this if you're going to be painting with acrylic paints. I would definitely highly recommend this. It's $2.29 a bottle, so I mean, hey, but you're probably going to use about a bottle of Baby, give or take. So I would say you definitely need to have this, and currently I have 2 bottles in my collection because I am going to be doing twins. So I went ahead and I bought 2 more of those. And that's just you know, I have to buy that every single time I make a baby because I don't buy it in bulk, so yeah. Okay, so next up, I'm going to go ahead and get into, I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys my Mod Podge. I do have Mod Podge. This is nice to have if you like to seal hair inside the head or seal eyelashes. A lot of people use Gym Tack, but Mod Podge works just as well. Overall, I do think that these are probably good to have. I just don't really end up using them too often because I feel like I can do a great baby and have the paint last with the stuff that I'm about to show you and the multi-purpose. So I don't really feel like I need this, but I do have the gloss one just in case because I have a satin varnish that I use for lips and nails. So if I want it to be a little bit more glossy, I'll add this on top of the satin varnish. That's my little tip. And then the matte, and then the matte one, I don't really know. I just bought this one. This is what I used to finish Julia with because she was really sticky and I needed something to finish her with, and this took the stickiness away. But her paint wasn't done correctly, so it still ended up fading and all that stuff because it didn't have a sealer with it. So yeah, but this worked and it did fix it. So if you do come out with a sticky baby, this is probably one of the things that you should use along with the sealants that I'm about to show you in a minute. But to avoid that, definitely just use the multi-purpose sealer, and I promise you, you will not have any problems with stickiness or anything like that. And on the back it does say use 1-to-1. 1-to-1 ratio with the paint is good enough, and it does a pretty good job. Okay, that was a lot of talking. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the finishers that I use, the final sealants that I use when I'm done with my painting. I'm done with everything that I'm going to do, and I'm ready to finish it off so I can let it dry. And then in the morning or whenever, usually I will put it together. So I use the DuraClear Ultra Matte. This is like, must be really popular where I live because I went to the store recently to get this and they didn't have any more. And thankfully I found a bottle of this in my little box that I keep all my reborn supplies in. But here's what it is. It's DuraClear Ultra Matte Polyurethane Matte Varnish. This stuff gets your baby super duper matte. Like really skin-like, really matte, no shine, anything like that. But of course with a reborn you should take precautions as to not really touch them if your hands are greasy or whatever, because that's going to affect the varnish over time. And eventually it will not be matte anymore, just saying. So this is what I like to use, the DuraClear Ultra Matte. Works amazing. I also have another bottle of it that's kind of a little bit older, but yeah, this is great, and really you do not need a lot of this to finish off a baby. 2 coats of this probably and you're good to go, and you really don't even need to use that much when you use it. So it lasts quite a while. I believe this is $3.29 at Michael's, but it's totally worth it. It is so much better than the Mod Podge for finishing. It does a great job. I do have, again, the DuraClear Satin Varnish, and this is what I use to do, again, the glossing on the lips and the nails. I don't like my lips and nails to be too glossy, but I like them to have a little bit of gloss to them, so I do use this, and this doesn't get it really glossy. It gets it like a little bit of a sheen, but it's not super duper glossy. So that, again, that's why I have the Mod Podge, just in case I feel like, this baby probably would look better with more gloss. That's what I keep the Mod Podge for. So I just have the satin varnish that I use for lips and nail tips. But again, that's kind of a personal preference type of thing. A lot of people use something that's a little bit more glossy. Oh, and if you don't like the skin to be too matte, you can just go ahead and mix a little bit of this in with the Ultra Matte, and it gets a really nice dewy finish if you like that better. So the varnish that I decided to try out this time to put on top of the Ultra Matte to maybe see if I could get more of a dewy look and as well as the soft kind of feel is the Duraclear Soft Touch Varnish, and this is the smooth velvety finish. This is also $3.29. Again, that may seem kind of like a lot for a 2-ounce bottle, but you really don't use that much of this stuff, guys. You really don't. Because I have this Ultra Matte bottle that I used for Bailey, and I still have quite a bit left in here, and I have a brand new one, so I think I'm going to have enough. But this says that it's interior exterior polyurethane finish, and it's supposed to give whatever you put it on a smooth velvety finish. I'm going to test this out on something slick. I'm probably going to test it out on the box just to see like what kind of finish it will give. It could perhaps give on vinyl. I do trust the Duraclear brand, so I don't think it's going to mess up my paint or anything like that. I just wonder if it really is going to give it a soft touch varnish, like a baby skin kind of, you know, feel. So I decided I would go ahead and give this a try and see if I like it or not. Even if I don't, it wasn't that expensive, so I can still just continue to use it as an extra layer of protection. So lastly, I'm going to go ahead and show you all my brushes. And I do have quite a few brushes here to share with you guys. I thought I just heard something. Sorry. Okay, so these are my big brushes that I use for applying big washes of paint. I use these when I'm doing the skin tone layers because I usually use a big brush. I had some other ones when I was doing Bailey, but these are the ones that I just bought and I feel like they'll be good. They are not extremely soft, but they're not hard either. They're not medium. I mean, they're soft, but they're not like buttery soft. So this is the brushes that I'm going to use to do the big skin washes. Again, this one I can probably use for like on the hands or the feet, and these other two I can use all over the skin to, you know, just go in like that, you know, with the skin tone, and then use the sponge on top of it. So that's what I use these for. I got these at Walmart, by the way, and they're the Apple Barrel Plaid brand. Then I have my pink brushes, which is from a makeup set that my friend gave me for my birthday, so these are the ones that I have. So this is the one that I use for dusting, and this is kind of like at the end, like once you finish everything and before you put on your varnish, because if you've had it sitting out overnight, it could get dusty, something could get on it, and before you varnish it, you want to make sure that you like how your paint is looking. You want to make sure that you are happy and satisfied with everything before you add varnish, because once you add varnish, that's it. It's probably going to be really, really hard to fix mistakes, and you're really going to mess up the paint underneath if you try to do that. So I do keep a little brush for dusting. You can also use this once the baby's done, because you're not supposed to wash reborns or use baby wipes or anything like that on them, because that will eventually not only make them shiny, but it could also damage the paint. So you want to just use a nice soft brush. This is extremely soft. It's like a nice big fan brush. It is so soft, guys. Like, oh, it's just so buttery. But you use this, and you can use that just to kind of brush out the wrinkles of the hand or the feet that can sometimes get dusty, especially if you've had it for a long time. Or if you take them outside, it's good to go over them with the brush just to make sure that, you know, there's nothing on them. So I do keep that. I also have, something just flew off. Okay. Sorry. Okay, I also have these brushes that were from that makeup kit. I have these two, which I like to use in the creases to blend out paint. Excuse me. I have this one that's a little smaller that I use for smaller creases. And I have this one that's a little bigger, which is for like arm and leg creases, which are generally bigger, at least on the size babies that I generally do. I have this one, which I actually use this one for mixing paint. That's why it's kind of stained purple, because purple is a very staining color. And yeah, so I use that for mixing paint. I use this one. I'm not even sure what I would actually use this one for, but I thought about using it to like do like the blushing like around the nail cuticle. I feel like it would be really good for that because it's so small, but I have that one. And I also have this one, which is nice, again, for blending out small creases, like extremely small ones, because it is a very, very soft brush. It's extremely soft, so it's great for blending out those small creases once you painted them. Next, I have my new set of brushes that I just bought, and I got these for fine details. So I'm just going to go over them and just show them to you. I'm not going to give you guys the name. So I have this one. This video is getting long already. This one. This one. This brush right here. I'm going to try to see if I can get it in focus now. I have that brush. And it's just a whole big pack of detail brushes. And I am going to end up cutting one of these brushes so I can make an eyebrow brush, because my eyebrow brush got messed up. And I cut mine down to make eyebrow brushes so I can get like one that has like 1 or 2 hairs in it, so it gets really, really fine eyebrows. and that one. So as you can see, a lot of them are really similar, but it's just like a little bit difference in size, but that's about it. So those are the brushes that I have. I also use these foam sponges to get texture on the skin when you're doing the final varnish. Once you blend it out with a cosmetic sponge, you can go over it with this just to kind of gently, because this can actually scrape off paint, so you want to be very careful, and you just use this with maybe a little bit of extra varnish on it just to add a little bit of texture to the skin and kind of give it pores, like in areas where you would want them, or all over if that is your choice. So that is basically all the supplies that I use for reborning. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It was really long, I'm sorry about that, but if you guys have any more requests, don't forget to leave them down below. I did see you guys' requests for like a morning and night routine. I'll do that after I finish the new babies because I want to do it with them. And I did see you guys' request for a all Dollar Tree makeup video, and I will have that up soon as well. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys!